Hi everybody, Andy from the SA Survival, and today I want to talk about maps, but first of all let's show you where we are. We're at Jones Lake, just outside of Hope, British Columbia. And I've driven up here because I've seen it on the maps a few times and I just wondered what it was going to be like. And it's been a 10k off-road trip to get up in here last night, and a successful sight, as I'm pretty sure you can sort of see behind me. Brought the Oasis 1 with us. The awning is out because it was spitting earlier, but now we have beautiful sunshine. And yes, the puppy's with us. What I want to talk to you about today is I went and purchased the Garmin Inreach because when we overland we get off the road and we seem to lose cell reception, and age is against us, and we have decided that we want to keep in touch with other people to say that we are safe. So we chose to go with the Inreach. We bought the new one from Garmin. And they've just changed the name to... So Garmin took over DeLorme. The Inreach brand is still there, but what they've done is they've called it Road Post now instead of Inreach. We bought into the plan. I don't like buying plans very often, but this one we justified with being able to keep in touch with other people. We bought a $35 plan, Canadian, and that gives us 100 texts. Now, just to give you a piece of insight on those texts, each way you send or receive is one text. So basically, if you were to send and then receive, that's 2 texts. So you only get 50 texts, realistically. As you can see, even though the sun's out, it is a little bit chilly. So Road Post has just renamed its Inreach device, but they're the same systems and they work, no changes to everybody. What I wanted to show you is, and I'm not going to go into the way it works because there's plenty of YouTube videos out there about Inreach and Garmin, but what I'm going to show you is what it is that we use when we're overlanding. And I looked at HEMA and I looked at loads of other ones, but you had to buy into them every year, or and subscribe and this, that and the other. And because I've already got a subscription with Inreach, what I decided to do is use their Earthmate app. It seems to be good. The downside I find is that the Bluetooth connection between the device and the tablet seems to drop out, but if you wait it pops back up again. Seems to work when we're off trail at lower speeds, and what I've been noticing is that anything over 90 kilometers an hour seems to lose the signal for some reason. So I'm hoping that you'll be able to see this. If not, we'll take it to the car and we'll show it all mounted up. So this is the Earthmate app. We're on Jones Lake, otherwise known as Walleach Lake. And I've already set a waypoint here, and if I tap the waypoint, camp spot, and that's what I've named it. The blue is where I sent messages to Sandra, just to tell her that we got here okay. The north, you can change the rotation in direction of rotation when you're driving. And I just rotated it so that we could see it in relationship to the lake. There's the lake, and there's the map. Now, these funky lines, which are the trail heads, what you need to do is download the OpenStreetMap. If you see that now, the topographical map shows in, it doesn't even show a lake, and you don't really get any definition, but if I hit the street map, I get it all back. If I take the street map out and hit the top map, I get, I'm going to close this, you get the trails as well, but I found that those are not as specific as going with OpenStreetMap. And that's what you get. Now, down at the bottom, you get messages, you get tracking, and the blue line is in Jasper, where we were there about a month ago, and this is just a route that we took. The compass, it's just an electronic compass. Any waypoints that I've done, and you can see here hot source, which is in the mighty hot springs in Jasper, and we found the source of the actual hot springs, so I waypointed that. Routes, these are routes that I did in and around North Vancouver, and I just saved them. History just tells you where you've been, and then more just means that you've got the Garmin Inreach Explorer, points sent, next send, last sent, and time started. Now you can see here that the device is not connected. Hello, Bella. Bella's whining today because I'm not paying attention to her. So what I've done is, if we go out into settings and we go and reconnect to the Inreach device, which I'll just put by my leg, and you can see on the Inreach device where we currently are, it now says we're connected. Let's go to the Earthmate map, go back, oh, Inreach device, oh, it still says we're not connected. And this is the bit that I don't like. It loses its connectivity, yet the device and the tablet are right next to each other. And I know that they are paired, but sometimes just wait and just see what happens this time. See, not connected. And at this point I get frustrated. What is the matter? I then go disconnect the device, back to Bluetooth, try reconnecting it properly, and again we lose connection. And yet it is right here. There we go, now it's connected. Let's go back and see if it is. Now we've got device connected, and if we go out back to the map, now we have a triangle, and that tells us exactly where we are. So this blue triangle is us, the waypoint and the text message that I sent to Sandra. And this green arrow up in here, if you press this, it locates you truthfully. And then you see it disconnect. So as long as you have the arrow, that's good. If this pops up green arrow in the corner, what you have to do is just press it and it relocates you. That is the problem I have when we're driving on the highway and I'm trying to use the map. Because the map will drop out, and then for some reason it won't be there for a while, but if I drop below like 90k, the green arrow pops up and I just press it and it locates me. Bella's being really fussy today. She does not like fishing rods, as I found out. So you try fishing and she just howls and barks. And now, because I'm doing this video, she wants up. Yeah, she doesn't want to sit with me for about the last 2 hours. Who knows? Okay, so again, you can see down the bottom I've got speed, I've got my heading, my elevation, and my coordinates. I set these coordinates to grid references for maps, and you can go into the actual device and set them up into various different long and lats according to what your preference is. And I did mapping grids because we were hiking at the time. It does get a little bit of practice to work with the device, but I have found success with it, and having the two-way communication has been great. The other thing that you can do is, if you don't use it regularly, you can actually put it to snooze, and you can pay a $3 a month fee. I think it's $3 or $6 a month Canadian. And what is the matter? And you can snooze it, but you can only change it 12 times a year, which means once a month. So if you know that you're not going to use it for a month, you can save the $35 that I'm paying, and I can put it into $3 a month, which I think is a very handy feature. Problem is, I don't know when I'm going to be using it, so right now I just pay the $35, gives me 100 text messages, and I got 200 share points, which means I can connect to other devices or send messages to other devices, friends that have the same device, and I can send 200 of those, which is handy if you're out with groups and they've gone off for a little trip and you can connect to them. Wow, the wind's picking up. I think the next thing I really want to show you is both of these devices where I've got them situated in the car, and allow you to see our setup. Okay, so over to the car we go. So, in the car, Bella's happy now because the wind has stopped howling and she's in the car sitting here and she's all quiet. So we're going to have a look at what we've got going on. And the trouble with overlanding is you start to get all these electronics inside of your vehicle and you need power to charge them all up. You need to mount them. So I went to GPS City. There's 2 places, one in the US and one out of Calgary, Alberta. And I picked up some mounts that bolt to the seat, and then some RAM mounts to have the ball connection so that you can mount all these other different gadgets and gadgets. So, without further ado, this is our dash. So we have our backup camera for the Oasis One, because there's a camera on the back of the trailer. We have our Inreach, or road post now, mounted in the center. I did used to have it right here, and I thought that that might be the problem with the Bluetooth going from the left corner to the tablet. I've moved it closer. It seems better, but it's still doing the same thing. We have the onboard Jeep navigation for the roads, which works perfectly fine, but this is actually up to date because the car one is out of date. This is an old iPhone, which I use for podcasts. I have another mount here for my cell phone, and we have a VHF, UHF radio in here as well. And then you can see we've got power everywhere. But in the car, I bought the different mount that can actually account for a multitude of iPads. So I have an iPad 2 and I have this iPad Air, and then we can also have another mount, and we use this one for Sandra's iPad mini for when she's driving with me and it doesn't bother her legs when we're driving. There's Bella now because she's happy. So carry the 2 mounts. Yes, we carry paper as well. We have the Backroad map book, and that's who we use quite a lot of. So to supplement the roads, if we get a problem with this system, I go to paper. We're always researching on paper as well. Now, one good thing you can try and do, whether it's good or bad, I came up to Jones Lake. I didn't know if it was going to be any good. I didn't know much about it, and I used my other favorite search engine, YouTube. And it looked pretty cool up here, albeit it seemed to be a lot of party goers up here. I was a bit concerned coming up on Friday night, but it seems to be that they're all up here on the long weekends. So I've come up here, there's a few people up here, but last night it was so peaceful. The wind had died down, the lake was calm. We were back into having fires again, so we had a small fire, and slept like a baby, and it was beautiful. But back to the maps. You can see, again, the map is located. The lake is behind me. It is orientated. And then we have our text message we sent, our waypoint. And again, you can still use the map as an interaction. And if we scroll right out, the route that we came in basically came down into Hope. Sorry, Hope is over here. So it's just before Hope in British Columbia. And you can see, and the Earthmate map actually shows you different campsites in the backcountry. It tells you all the red triangles, which are the peaks of all the local mountains. And yeah, I kind of like it. I have not used HEMA. There is another brand out there that I've forgotten. I did subscribe for it. Sorry, I used it for its initial period and for 1 month, and then they wanted me to buy into the program, which I enjoy buying into programs, don't get me wrong, because it keeps maps being updated. But because I'd already paid for the subscription on the Inreach, I decided I didn't want to buy other map systems. So I wanted to try this out before I go to subscribing to other people. And that is why I'm using this. But like I said, when you update your GPS, you must also update the app, and also update, like I found out when we went to Jasper, I totally forgot to go in and download the OpenStreetMaps for Jasper, Banff, or Alberta, and basically all I got was a topographical map. Sorry, take that off. And that's all I got. It was very disappointing. So you do create an account with Inreach, and from there you can use their interface to connect your iPads and your Garmin, and it will download whatever it is that you need. You can even create a trail and then go and follow it. So I like it. Well, I just want to give you a quick tour of what we do for mapping when we're traveling, and I like it. It's helpful. Yes, I have 2 or 3 screens with navigation on them, but you know, Google works fine when I've got cell coverage, but I don't have any LTE function or a GPS on any of my tablets. I just bought the basic Wi-Fi style. So that was the issue. If I had LTE or Wi-Fi, sorry, not Wi-Fi, if I had LTE chip and GPS inside of my tablets, I would just turn that on and save the maps for the period that I was going to go away for, because you can save Google Maps for 30 days and then use them offline if you have that device. I tried to connect the Inreach device to use its GPS connection and go into Google Maps. Where did I hide it here? But as you can see, even though I'm in airplane mode, if I come out of airplane, it says get real-time location updates. Google Act, no, we don't want to do that. Not right now. So if I go into here, because I've got the new iOS 11 on here, still you getting familiar with it, and I take it out of airplane mode, and then we go back to Google Maps, it doesn't give me anything. And that is the problem I have when I get into the backcountry or the overlanding scene. And that is why we use this. We can tether it to our tablet and we get the distance and the travel that we need. I hope you like this video. Just a bit of an insight there, as I said, between GPS on the Inreach and also onboard GPS if you have it on a tablet, which we don't. Thanks very much for watching this video, and survive to be alive.